Hey, welcome to another Ask Katrina. On this one, the question is, hey, Katrina, I feel like sometimes I just can't take it anymore. And I am so stressed, I feel like I'm about to explode. How do I handle this? How do you handle this? It's a great question. Always a great question. That's why I'm on here answering these questions because they're great and they apply to so many people, so many more than just me, and so many more than just the person who asked the question. And so the answer I have for you is this. The answer is what I call my crying in the shower moments. And you probably already understand exactly what that means. I don't necessarily need to explain it to you, but I'm going to just the same. So in my corporate career, and quite frankly, even sometimes now because I'm human and life happens, right? What happens is we have all these things hitting us. That's the easiest way to describe it, right? We have all these things coming at us, career, personal, life, right? And it happens so frequently and all at once to the point that we get overwhelmed. And we are the ones that solve the problems. When things go wrong, people look to us and they think, oh, okay, don't worry, because she's got it. Like she's always got it. She's got it. And we have a brand around being the woman who's got it. And yet at the same time, what you and I both know is that, yeah, we may have it, but we're also human. And having it all the time is hard. It's so much better whenever we can have it as a team, right? Or have it as a couple or whatever. But sometimes life just doesn't happen that way. And we have a lot of things, like I said, flying at us. So when we reach the point of overwhelm, because we are the woman, right, in each of our circles, we are the woman that typically has it. We're looked to solve the problems. We're looked to be the strength. Everyone else is crumbling. We're standing firm. And yet after a while, we also have to recognize that we're human too. And we reach our human point, our human moment, and we have this feeling inside of ourselves that we just can't let everyone else see us crumble because we have to be the strong ones, right? That's our brand. That's who we are. Now, I'll spend another day talking to you about why that's not necessarily the case, that you have to be that way, so to speak, right? That you can still be human and let people see you struggle a little bit and have those tough moments because they're going to follow you and love you that much more. I promise that's the case. I learned that through my career. But let's just talk about the simple fact that when we reach overwhelm, how do we handle it? Well, for me, it was always in my corporate career, I would just go take a shower and I would sob in the shower. And I chose the shower because it was the only private space that I had. And, it was enclosed and no one could really hear me. And I could just let the water wash over me and essentially wash away all of the overwhelm. And it would cover up my tears and wash those away. And I'd get out and look like everything was fine, right? And it was cathartic. I could just let all of that go, all of that human stress, fear, worry, anxiety, and I could let it go there and come out and still be the strength that I thought everyone needed from me and that I needed to show up as. So that is how I used to deal with it. I would tell you that if you need this crying in the shower moments, go do them. Go have them. Go have those human moments. But the other thing that I would tell you is that you don't have to do it alone. Sometimes I'll still cry in the shower, but it's just because I happen to be in the shower and I'm upset. And it's just sort of a natural thing at this point that I will do that. Sometimes it's very rare at this point. Very rare. I'm very fortunate, very blessed, but I'm still human. Now, though, typically what I do is when I feel myself getting overwhelmed or stressed or worried, I look to seek and understand why. Where is that coming from? Is it someone else putting expectations on me that are unrealistic and I need to have that conversation? Or is it me placing expectations upon myself that's unrealistic? And usually the latter is the case, right? That I'm putting unrealistic expectations on myself. And once I identify where that stress is coming from, where that potential overwhelm is coming from, then I just take action and I reduce it. I'll have a conversation with myself, or I'll look at my schedule and I'll have conversations with the team, and there'll be some adjustments, right? Because there's no need to live in overwhelm. We can control that. And so let's just take action and control it and solve it, right? And it's okay to say, hey, there's too much on my calendar this week. There's no way I'm going to get all of this done. Let's restructure it because I want to get everything done appropriately and I want to enjoy doing it. So let's make the adjustments. I get to have the pleasure and the blessing of being able to say those things. You may not feel like you have that much flexibility, but I would tell you that maybe you look at your calendar and you delegate where you can, or you postpone that meeting if it's possible, right? You probably have a few things that you could adjust and move around, and you're choosing not to because you're fearful that it's going to make you look like less of a leader. And what I will tell you is I want you enjoying your life. I want you to enjoy the time that you have in these moments. You want that too. And so the way that you can make that happen is that you step forward and say, I can't, look, I've got to adjust this. I've got to give all of myself. I'm not going to be able to give my best self otherwise. I'm not going to be able to enjoy this. You're not going to be able to enjoy it. Let's make some adjustments. And then do that. Okay. So I've given you a couple of different things, right? The first thing that I said was I start off in the shower. And that's where you got to start. Go there. Do it. Okay. But then the next thing is seek to understand where that overwhelm is coming from. And then once you understand where it's coming from, then make the adjustments so that you don't live in that space. All right. There you go.